Hello, today I'm going to review The Jungle Book, the 2016 live action remake. Now, I've always enjoyed the original 1967 animated Jungle Book ever since I was a kid. It was one of my childhood favorite animated film by Disney, with an amazing animation, wonderful characters, and great songs. But sadly, I realized that this is the last Disney movie produced by Walt Disney himself because Walt Disney died before the film was released. So I was surprised that Disney was planning to make a new live-action Jungle Book movie because there has already been a live-action Jungle Book movie made by Disney back in 1994, having Jason Scott Lee, who was best known as Bruce Lee in the movie Dragon the Bruce Lee Story, playing the main character Mowgli, and was directed by Stephen Sommers, who of course directed the first two Mummy movies and Van Helsing. I actually thought the 1994 live-action Jungle Book movie was great and one of the most underrated films I had ever seen. Anyway, when I saw the trailer of the new live action Jungle Book movie, I was both excited and curious at the same time. I saw it in IMAX 3D and it was wonderful. One of the best Disney live action movies I have ever seen. Now I'm going to tell you why I love this movie without any spoilers. The story of this film is about a boy named Mowgli who lives in the jungle and was adopted and raised by wolves. Mowgli has a wonderful time living in the jungle and was trained by Bagheera to learn the ways of the wolves and respect the laws of the jungle. However, an evil tiger named Shere Khan had suddenly arrived and warned the wolves and the rest of the animals that he will kill Mowgli if he does not leave the jungle, so Bagheera decided that he must send Mowgli to the man village and leave the wolf pack. On their journey to the man village, Mowgli encounters other animals like Kaa the snake, King Louie and his pack of monkeys, and Baloo the bear. Mowgli and Baloo later became friends, and Baloo decided to join Mowgli and Bagheera on the journey. I think the story of this film is very well told. It's very interesting to know that this film is staying very true to the book as possible, and there are parts where it's being very faithful to the 1967 original animated Jungle Book. Much like the book, the fire is called the Red Flower. Now moving on for the special effects in this film. The special effects in this film are spectacular. I can definitely tell that all the landscapes, the trees, the fires, and animals are all in CGI. I can also tell that the background is in green or blue screen. The environments in this film are so beautiful to look at. I really like the animals in this film that can move, act, and speak. However, unlike the original 1967 Jungle Book, the only animals in this film that does not talk are the monkeys who serve King Louie and the elephants. I felt the special effects in this film are very similar to James Cameron's Avatar and Ang Lee's Life of Pi. The action scenes in this film are also well done. It's very cool to see Bagheera fight Shere Khan. There's even a stampede scene which was similar to The Lion King. All the other fight scenes in this film are fun to watch. Now for the acting, directing, and music. Let's start with the main character, Mowgli, played by Neo Sethi. I must say he did a splendid job playing Mowgli. Mowgli, of course, is the Asian Indian Tarzan who grew up in the jungle. He stays very close to the wolf pack and also friends with Bagheera and Baloo. Unlike Mowgli in the original 1967 version, where he was a bit whiny, Mowgli in this film was so brave and thinking that the jungle is his home. Baloo, voiced by Bill Murray, I think did a clever job doing the voice of that character. Like in the original 1967 Jungle Book, Baloo is a bear who's very friendly, protective, and funny. He's very close with Mowgli and treats him like a bear cub. Bagheera, voiced by Ben Kingsley, did a very impressive job doing the voice of that Black Panther. Bagheera in this film portrayed more like a mentor for Mowgli, who teaches Mowgli to learn to respect the laws of the jungle and how to behave like an animals in the jungle. Others, such as Raksha, voiced by Lupita Nyong'o, Kaa, voiced by Scarlett Johansson, and King Louie, voiced by Christopher Walken, all did a good job. Raksha is a mother wolf who takes care of Mowgli and all of her wolf cubs. She treats Mowgli as a son. This is the second time Lupita Nyong'o plays another CGI character. Kaa is a big snake who wants to eat Mowgli. Kaa was not really in this movie too much. King Louie in this film is the big orangutan who was so interested in offering Mowgli to make the red flower for protection. Now for the villain. Shere Khan, voiced by Idris Elba, did a very impressive job doing the voice of that evil tiger that was so ruthless, dangerous, has a scar on his face, hates men, and will stop at nothing to destroy Mowgli. Unlike Shere Khan in the original 1967 Jungle Book, where we don't see him until the middle of the film, Shere Khan had more screen time in this film than the one in the original. Shere Khan is definitely one of the best animal villains ever. Jon Favreau, who directed the first two Iron Man movies and Cowboys and Aliens, did a splendid job directing this movie. The music composed by John Debnelli sounds like you feel like you're in the jungle and almost sound like the themes from the original 1967 Jungle Book. The only songs from the original that are in the film are The Bare Necessity and I Wanna Be Like You. So overall, this is one of the best Disney movies I saw this year. It's also one of the best fantasy adventure movies I saw. I love it more than the original 1967 animated version and the live action 1994 version. Out of all the live action Disney movies based on the original Disney's animated classics in recent years, such as Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, Maleficent, and Cinderella from last year, I love The Jungle Book a lot more. If you're a fan of The Jungle Book, go give it a watch. So I get this movie 5 out of 5 nuclear bombs.